Hello friends and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Drew if you are new here, and today I have a fun little guest star, my bestie Lexi from Kentucky. She came all the way over here to Texas to see us, and you guys have a lot of questions and a lot of tea that you need the answers to, and we got the answers for you.
And if you want the answers of the tea on Miss Basham over here, go on over to Lexi May Dennis and follow us on the Dennis fam.
I'm gonna tag all of their pages down below, their TikToks, their Instagrams, and their YouTubes, but we are gonna be doing a Q&A where she asks me questions over on her personal YouTube page, and you don't wanna miss the tea because the tea is brewing and it is hot.
And we are going to be completely honest with you all today.
Like, I don't know the questions she's asking me, and she does not know the questions that I'm about to be asking her. Like, we haven't even talked about it.
That's true, we haven't.
I mean, I showed you some, but like, we haven't even like talked about the questions, and so I'm just gonna blindside her.
Like, everyone.
And it's like, 10:30 at night, and we have iced coffee.
The baby just went to bed. The boys are probably watching who knows what.
We don't even know. So, let's get into it. And the first question is, Miss Lexi May, how old are you?
31. I'm just kidding, just kidding. I'm 19, about to turn 20.
So personally, when I first found her on TikTok, I thought she was older than me, just because the way you carry yourself and the way you are just like watching her and Christian, like they're just a really good team, but also good people like separate. And so I personally thought she was like 22, 23. Like I thought you were way older than me.
Everyone always thinks I'm like way older than what I am.
And then when you posted a video when you're like, yeah, I was 19, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
You guys ever consider moving to Texas?
Well, see, we didn't just come to see Drew. We actually came to house shop. Plot twist. No,
Right?
we actually come to see Drew, but we are house shopping while we are here because we truly do not know where we are living, but we are moving out of Kentucky in 3 months, so stay tuned for that.
So if you guys did not know, like their trips they've been taking are also like vacation, but they're also them kind of scoping out the area. I think some people are a little bit confused by that, and so
Definitely.
I just wanted to add that in there.
A lot of people just think, oh, you're just going here to go here. No, like we have multiple purposes for every state we've been visiting.
Meeting friends, finding new places to live, and just exploring the world.
Exploring. Never been to Texas.
What is something that you love about me, but you don't like about me?
What I love about you
I'm scared.
is how genuine you are.
Really?
Like, if you watch your videos and then meet you in person, it's like to a
You
T,
really think that?
the exact same.
I think the same about you.
I
But almost like more real, like in real life, like I didn't think you could be more real than what I thought you were, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, you are. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
Yeah.
Something I don't like about you, how hard you are on yourself. Like, I just want you to calm down sometimes because you just worry and you're
I'm
so
on edge.
sweet.
I'm always on edge.
You're always on edge, and she's so sweet, and she has the kindest heart, and she just always puts others first. That it makes her like worried about every little move.
I do. Like I keep telling Gabe, I'm like, maybe they're gonna end up not liking me because how like on edge and how stressed out I am. Like I'm so stressed about the dogs. I'm stressed about Gabe. I'm stressed about me. Like everything
No,
we say, I'm
don't
like
think
freaking
that.
out.
Don't. You're perfect. Oh.
What was it like having a baby so young, and did you get any hate for it?
Having a baby young was not the experience like I thought it would be. I mean, it was fun up until like birth and everything because I feel like everybody goes through a different stage. And mine wasn't like you get the baby, you go home, it's all happy. Mine was like my postpartum blues hit because he was in the NICU.
Yeah.
And he went through colic. And I mean, it wasn't bad. And I love every bit of it and don't regret it. But I will say, if you don't know when the right timing is, if you don't just have a baby, you're never going to know.
Right. I totally agree with you. 100%. And that brings us to the second question, or that's not the second question. It's like the fifth question. When are you going to have baby number 2?
Well, see,
Speaking
about that, we actually have no clue.
We don't know.
I'm currently on birth control. I have an IUD. So if I was to turn up pregnant, it's by the grace of God because I have birth control. But you'll find out when I'm pregnant.
Right, whenever she lets you know.
I'm pregnant, because I don't know.
How do you really feel about the storms? Like the tornadoes and stuff like that? Like they
wow.
genuinely want to know. Because to be completely honest, you guys, I knew she was afraid of like tornadoes and stuff, but until last night, so we stayed up till 2 a.m. in my bed just talking and hearing her story and like watching the video they put out, which you guys need to go watch, of like the tornado that kind of like started everything. Like you don't truly know someone's fear unless you hear their story, so it'd kind of be cool for you to like talk about it if you're comfortable.
So like in December of 2021, we got hit by an EF3 tornado. And it changed like my whole perspective on like weather, natural disasters, where I want to live, how I feel about being safe. And it happened in the middle of the night. So if you were asleep and didn't hear the sirens, you were more than likely dead from the impact of it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really scared of tornadoes. I never thought they were anything like big and bad because you always get warnings in Kentucky, but you were never like hit by one. And so that night, I mean, of course, we took shelter in a lower level apartment in the bathtub with everyone from that building because we didn't have a basement.
So it was like random people, like people that lived there.
Random people were in there with us.
And you and Christian got split up, right?
Me and Christian got split up because all the guys went to one bathroom and all the girls went to that.
Was it on purpose or was it kind of like an accident?
I think it was just an accident. Like, I think the dudes were on the other side when it hit.
So y'all just kind of like went like this and it just ended up that way.
Because the power went out and then you hear like your ears pop. And we literally ran and got in the bathroom just in time before it hit. And you honestly think you're going to open the door and come out and there's going to be nothing left. Mm-hmm. And
your cat got out too,
Our cat got out in the storm. And by the grace of God, like, we opened the door and there was just like, not like minor damage, but like all the windows were blew out. Some of the walls were down. But on the other side of our town, it was flattened. And to know that if that tornado would have hit directly us, we would have been dead.
No one even be here.
We wouldn't even be here right now.
Yeah.
So then I have to say I probably do have PTSD from it because I post about every storm.
Yeah.
Like, we pack up and we leave and we go to a basement every storm, and with a baby, it's 10 times scarier. So when people ask why we want to move out of Kentucky, it's ultimately because of that.
Yeah. And I think that people like don't really take the time to like get to know that's like the reason why. Because even being your friend that we talk every single day, like I knew you were afraid of them and I'd always be like, hey, praying for you, hope you're okay. But until I actually like, sat down and got the story and like saw the video and like knew, I didn't really understand it. And I will say it is like a big like fear of yours, and it's
bad.
Scary. Like that's like, something you're scared. You know what I mean? Like it's just
it is. And I honestly should be like on medicine for it because it'll keep me up at night.
Yeah.
And it's just like I can't go to bed because it's in the middle of the night. So being in a new house and a new environment, I think is really what's going to help me to know that like a siren's not going to go off in the middle of the night, and I'm not going to have to run to shelter with a baby now.
I bet being a mom, like your whole perspective changes on things because like you're not only worrying about you, you're worrying about another part of you and a baby that you take your whole life and care for. And so I feel like that even in itself is just another fear on top of that. So you have your own fear, but then your fear for your baby and your mom instincts kind of kick in.
There's so much that goes into play with it. So yeah, definitely go check out the video because it really doesn't do justice with tornadoes and stories. I didn't understand
until I watched it.
And like, we love watching storm chasing and like being involved with storms, but like I would never wish on anyone to be in a tornado if they don't have a basement because you ultimately will die.
See, in Texas, we don't have basements. I've never been anywhere with a basement, and then like we don't even have those siren things. Like, oh, excuse me, I just hiccuped. But like I think in Dallas they have them, but in the Houston area where I live, like we don't have them. So
that just blows
I've
my
never
mind.
even experienced even what a siren sounds like. In my mind, it kind of reminds me of like The Purge.
I mean, it kind of is because our apartment was right on top of like the like landing spot for the sirens, so it really emphasized the hearing of that. Mm-hmm. So it just,
and you can like hear it in your head even when you're not hearing it.
Or when the sirens go off, it like makes my heart like jump, like someone just like scared me. And it's like active mode, like get the documents, get the emergency bag, get the baby in the car seat.
So you always have an emergency bag like packed up. Yeah. That's like crazy to me. I've never experienced anything like that.
It's really insane.
That is crazy. What is your favorite meal to eat when you're on your period?
Honestly, I don't know. Doing this whole dieting thing, I really haven't like been like, let me go crave and have the whole postpartum and like implant of my IUD, my periods. I don't even know if they're really periods or just like still blood coming out of me. I'd say like the number one thing I crave is probably cheese fries.
Really? You like cheese fries?
I literally could devour a plate
I don't like
full
cheese
of cheese
fries.
fries.
I know!
Side eye.
Okay, now the real tea. Why are you friends with me?
Because there's always going to be haters. Mm-hmm. And like, I've watched every bit of you. And when you were hated on for I'm not even gonna go to all the hate you've got, but
There's not even enough time in the day.
Every single time that you've been canceled or that you've got hate, like, I'm like, no, like, there's gonna be a hater because, like, you're so genuine that everyone can't like you.
I know.
And
so sweet.
Haters just do that so they can bring you down. But look at your community of people that, like, still love watching you. And you bring them so much joy in their day. Like, your energy, imagine, like, waking up and someone, like, greeting you like that.
I know. And what's crazy is, like, I've never met somebody so genuine and so, like the thing is, like, I've never experienced, like, being with someone that is so, like, confident in yourself, confident in others. Like, we were at a workout, this is, like, so off the topic, but we were at a workout class today, and this lady was talking about the way she looked, and Lexi, like, pulled her aside, like, never met any of these people in her life. Like, I knew all the people in the room. She pulled her aside, and she's like, you are beautiful. You were just, like, encouraging her. And in my mind, I was like, I wish, like, I'm confident, but, like,
You made me cry.
I don't think I would have the confidence to, like, walk in a room that, like, someone knew everyone, and then, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm literally crying.
like, the fact that you, like, just, like, you encouraged everyone, and, like, when we were, like, working out, like, you literally, like, let's go, girls, like, pump it up, like, you're doing so good, girls. And I was like, the fact that you were, like, hyping everyone up, and you walk into a room and you're just so confident in you, like, I just love that about
like
you.
It helps not only myself but others because women are so hard on their bodies.
Yes.
And, like, with me being diabetic and playing sports, and I've always been the one that's been, like, downcasted, and I've always looked at my body as a burden, not like something, like, thankful, until after pregnancy. And I was like, let your body show people that they're beautiful. Like, I gained 60 pounds of pregnancy. Like, I still haven't lost all of that. Like, not even enough.
You're so
Stop
good,
it.
though.
And, like, stretch marks. I have stretch marks. But I don't even see any different. Like, I'm still going to wear a bikini this summer.
I love that. I love that so much.
And, like, when I see women, they're like, no, don't take a picture of me. I'm bad. I'm like, no, you are beautiful. Like, God made you like that and sculpted you like that because you are beautiful.
Like, who said that you weren't beautiful? Like, what in our minds has created this thing of saying that, like,
These hateful
gaining
people.
weight and stretch marks are not beautiful?
These hateful people.
I know.
Literally, it's insane. And I can't believe you were listening to that because I just feel like that's my life motto. And so many people know me for, like, the body positive mom.
It's the fact that you were so body positive on the internet, and then to see you multiple times throughout the day, like, do that in your life, it's, like, mind-blowing that, like, you can actually meet someone on the internet that is genuine and that is real and that is who they say that they are. And it's like, I don't know, it's like a beautiful thing. It's like a whole full circle moment of, like, wow, there is still good people out in the world. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
And it's tough with you because, like, I've never had, like, a true, I have, like, maybe one true friend that's done things with me for me, but, like, put together a gift basket, buy stuff for, like, my baby, and just show up and, like, bring me coffee, like, the morning of. Like, that's my type of energy, and I'm always the one giving it to other people.
You're not used to receiving it.
I'm not used to receiving it, so it's, like, an overabundance of, like, joy knowing that, like, it's not Christian bringing me coffee. Like, I have a true friend bringing me coffee.
And I actually knew your coffee order, but I asked you for your coffee order just to make sure. But, like, I wanted to surprise you with it, but I was like, no, I'm going to ask her anyways because I didn't want to be creepy and be like, I watch your TikToks. I know your coffee order.
Oh, my gosh. I watch you on TikTok.
But yeah. What made you start following me on TikTok? Do you remember the video?
It was before your wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Girl!
It's been a long
I did not
time.
know that.
So I was watching you get ready for your wedding and, like, everything. And, like, even my ex-best friend, oh, they don't even know about that one, but
I know about that one.
I told her to go follow you. But, like,
Really?
this, like, past 6 months because, like, I loved your wedding content. And it was like, if you need ideas for your wedding, like, go back and watch Drue Basham's videos.
Really?
Like, go back and see how beautiful her wedding was. And,
Thank
like,
you.
if you want anything to be, like, I wouldn't say, like, picture perfect because, like, nothing's picture perfect.
For sure.
But, like, what you imagine and look at, like, when I did my wedding, I was so, like, cheaped out on it that I wouldn't go.
Your wedding was beautiful.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I saw your wedding photos the other day and I was like, dang, these were beautiful.
It was less than, like, $5,000 for my wedding.
No way. That's something we should talk about.
My bargain list?
way.
Yeah, like, it's insane.
How much was your wedding dress, if you don't mind us asking?
My wedding dress was $300.
Where'd you find it?
David's Bridal.
Oh my gosh, and it was beautiful.
That's so sweet. I wanted a simple, just, like, it's actually a slit that goes under a dress. Like, it's one of, like, the slit dresses. And I said,
We need a Lexi May wedding planning, but go ahead.
I said, that's what I want. And then I got a belt that was on clearance for, like, $50. Like, a Vera Wing belt. And had them put it on there.
I'm honestly mind blown because your wedding dress I thought would have been like the most expensive part. Like have been
No, that was literally the cheapest. I think the most expensive was the venue.
Really? Where was it? Like,
It
what
was
a vineyard. A vineyard.
A vineyard.
Vineyard!
It was a vineyard. Yeah, I think it was like $2,000 for the vineyard.
Really? Okay, well that's pretty cool.
Everything was DIY. All the centerpieces we like put together. All the tablecloths were ordered and we put the stuff on top of it.
Who helped you plan your wedding?
My memo and my mom, Christian family, and honestly, I can't say any of my bridesmaids. So
No way.
because we went through 3 maid of honors.
That's a tea for another day.
Yeah, man,
Weddings, honestly, I will say they bring out the worst in people, but it also shows you who people are and who you need in your life.
Definitely.
Because that's when you need your people the most.
It is because you go through so much, and there's a lot of like, do I like this? Do I like that? And if I didn't have like the dream in my head, we probably would have went off and eloped.
Really? Honestly, I go back sometimes, and the only thing that I like remember from that day is getting dressed and, you know, all the thing, like the happiness, but like I sometimes like wonder what it would have been like to save a bunch of money and just have a dress and a photographer and like went to the mountains or something, you know?
Yeah, I
But
feel
then
like
again, like I love my wedding day. I don't want to change anything about it, but I always wonder like what it would have been like if we just eloped. Or
right, because my circle was small, so like it was nice and it was genuine, and the people that stayed after for like the party were just my like little circle. But I've always just dreamed of having like a big wedding and like a big after party and stuff. But.
So we're gonna plan that right now. Do you believe in Jesus? And if so, how long have you had a relationship with him? Like, did you grow up believing in Christ, or is it something that you just recently found? Or like
That's a good topic because I feel like that's something I've really just pushed more talking about.
Maybe that's why they're asking.
That might be why. I grew up like loving Jesus and Christ, and of course I've always loved Jesus, but for like a very long story, it's over on our YouTube, but
We can
for just
link
like
it.
a short version, it's like I was a preacher's daughter. I saw things differently, and I was raised in one of the churches. It was like a drama church. Like, if you didn't do this or do that, like, you're not a Christian. The preacher would preach on someone in the room, not out of the books. He would find a subject to preach on.
Wow.
And it was very hard growing up in that. And when I met Christian, his family wasn't, like, they believed in Jesus, but they, like, weren't churchgoers. They weren't, like, it was like a relief. Like, I used to be relieved when I didn't have to go to church on Sunday.
Really? Because it wasn't like a relationship with Christ. It was more of like just like a
It was
not
a
like
more-
show, but like a
Yeah, I would rather go off and, like, be with the youth group or be with, like, the little kids in Sunday school room because I just didn't feel like it was where I wanted to be at the time. So when I
Right.
got with Christian, it didn't, like, pull me out of faith, but Christian wasn't really put in the faith. So I was so much in love with him that it was like I just kind of put it on the back burner, which was not good at all. And
I feel like
then,
we've all done that, let's be real.
and there's always at some point I feel like you're like, oh, I don't need to show him as much as I really should. Let me put him back here for a little bit. Even if it's like partying or like doing things you shouldn't or like, I don't even, like there's so many things.
So many, and I feel like that's normal for anybody. Like for someone to say they've never experienced that, I feel like that's kind of hard because I've even went through that. I'm still sometimes going through that, you know?
And I mean, it's really hard. So especially if you don't have a partner that's in Christ, it really brings you down. And so we went through that. And then about a year and a half ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, when we found out we were about to be pregnant, well, I was pregnant with Asher, I was like, things need to change. Like, we need to bring God into our marriage because he's the reason I'm pregnant. Like, taking a plan B, I had a plan B baby, and it was not planned at all. And I was like, this is God's side of like...
Kind of like a sign for you to be like, okay,
like something needs to change. And we just got closer and closer with him. Like, we changed our content up completely for the better. And we were praying more. We were going to church.
So, do you think that you have shown Christian a relationship with Christ, or he knew it already, or you're the one that's kind of like showing him how to have that relationship with Christ?
I think I'm showing him how powerful it is. And, like, how God works. And how... I mean, like, that tornado. Like, we could have died that night. And
that in itself, like, just chills, like...
And I'm, like, I remember grabbing every hand in that room, and I did not care if they believe in Jesus or not. And I was like, we are praying. Like, if we don't pray and we get hit, that's on us because, like, we did not take the time to ask God to be with us.
Right.
And there were so many people that died that night.
Yeah.
Like, there were 70 people. Like, it's insane.
Just so crazy.
But yeah, but now we are on our path. We are not perfect. No one's perfect, of course. So we're on our path to, like, just being God's center in everything. Like, in our marriage, taking care of Asher. We have tough times, like, a baby screaming. We go off and we pray about it. Meditate.
I've seen it, y'all. I've seen it firsthand. They are an amazing team. Like, I keep telling her this, like, they are an amazing team. Like, I keep telling Gabe, like, if we were to have a baby soon, like, I want to be like y'all. Like, how y'all are so, like, I heard y'all, like, I wasn't, like, listening to y'all talk, but, like, in the car, you were just, like, I can tell you're overwhelmed. Like, I'm sorry. You're like, I worked out. I wouldn't, you know, you had him all day. Like, I'm sorry. Like, well, you didn't say sorry, but you were saying sorry with your words without saying sorry. Because, it, like, you don't, like, I know, like, he doesn't expect you to say sorry for having fun or whatever.
He's not upset that I was gone, but.
And he didn't act upset or anything, but it was just to see y'all being a true team and a true couple, like, a true example of Christ. That's exactly
I'm gonna cry. I'm so emotional right
and,
now.
like, their baby is so perfect. Like, he's so sweet. Like, y'all also have this, like, I don't use the word vibe. I'm not a vibe person, but I think you'll have this, like, presence of the Lord, and you can feel it, and it's just so genuine and real and so sweet.
I mean, definitely with you all, like, it's nice that we can go out, and, like, it's not just us praying. Like, you all pray before you eat, and you all, like, I wouldn't feel bad if I, like, was like, oh, we need to pray about this right now, or, like, asking you to pray with me about something, because I've never had that friendship with a friend.
We were in the car, and my mom called someone we knew got in a car accident, and she was the first to say, hey, let's say a prayer. Like, in my mind, I said a prayer, but I didn't know, like, if you'd want to say a prayer, so I didn't say anything.
See, that was me. I said one too, and I'm like, no, like, Lexi, we are both Christians. Like,
we need to do this.
I was, like, dawning on me, like, no. If she says say a prayer, and, like, they're okay, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fine. He got life-flighted, but he's perfectly okay now. But it was crazy that, like, I've never had a friendship where, like, she was the one that was like, no, let's say it out loud. Like, let's pray right now, you know?
It means so much, and you feel like a relief. I feel like when you don't have to hide your true self, like, around someone. And I feel like people...
You know Gabe may hide his true self.
And I think if you genuinely know and you watch our content and you believe we are who we are, you would know that we are going to be us. And, like, how much we love how much we love Jesus and how we show our faith.
You have, yeah.
It's, like, insane. Because I feel like I could go up to any stranger and, like, they could tell me that they, like, needed prayer or they needed something, and it would just genuinely be, like, dawned on me. Because I never realized how many women, like, don't take care of themselves or let themselves, like, go and they think, like, the baby is the only thing. Like, yes, of course, you got to take care of your baby, but how are you going to take care of your baby if you're not taking care of?
Or your marriage, too.
Like, your marriage is, like, the foundation of the child, and so many people get divorced. Like, I grew up in a divorced-only family. None of my family is still together. All my grandparents are divorced, all my aunts and uncles are divorced.
So you're breaking generational curses.
And the Christian's family is all together.
Yeah.
It's, like, insane, like, the two, like, differences of families that we came from.
Who reached out to who first?
Well, I'd say me.
Well, let's just talk about that one. So what happened was, the true story is, I got banned on my main account, and I had noticed that this cute little blonde girl kept commenting on my videos. My eyelash keeps getting stuck to my eyebrow. But she kept commenting on my videos, and I kept seeing her name pop up multiple times. And so usually when that happens, I try to respond, or, like, if it's, like, not a fan, but, like, someone that really likes watching my videos, I try to click on their page.
Oh, I was a fan.
Trying to get to know them. And I click on her page, and I'm like, whoa, this girl's famous. Like, she has followers.
I have, like, maybe 50,000 followers.
And then I started looking at her page, and then I found their YouTube, because I'm a YouTube girly. I would prefer to watch YouTube videos, and I thought she was a TTC mama, but I scroll more down, and I realized that she just got pregnant. Like, it just happened.
Like, it wasn't even planned.
It wasn't even planned or anything. So then I got stuck on watching all her pregnancy videos, because when I started following you, you were pregnant. But she was very pregnant, like
I was about to pop. Like, we didn't even talk until after Asher was here, I think.
Right. So the reason, actually she would, like, comment on my stuff, but I think I actually reached out on DM first. We just went back and looked. She would, like, respond to my stuff, but I ended up texting you because you're talking about moving, and I had asked you if you were from Texas because I thought you were from Texas.
Everyone thinks that, no joke, I swear.
And then I ended up DMing you again. I just read it whenever you were talking about the formula. You were crying about not breastfeeding anymore, and I remember telling you, like, you're such a good mom, you're so sweet, and then we have not stopped talking since then. Like, I think after that I gave you my number and we've just been friends.
It was literally like content to content creator, like, just meant to be, because if you're not a content creator, you don't understand the struggles you go through, how hard it is, how hard you have to work for it. And it was just like, we clicked. Our energies were literally, like, so good.
I've never even in real life met someone that just, like, clicked. Like, I could talk to her for hours and she doesn't annoy me. I don't want you to, like, leave. Like, I just, like, love her. And, like, I don't know, like, in real life sometimes, you know, you hang out with people and you're just like, okay, yeah,
or
nice
like
to meet
the personal
you.
space. I feel like sometimes you'll hang out with people and they want to be, like, right next to you. And they want to do everything you're doing.
I don't like to touch, but I could literally, like, hug her.
And I just felt like I already met you. Like, I wasn't, like, a 17-hour drive to us felt like nothing, because it was like, oh, we're just going to see Drew already. And Christian always was a little nervous because, like, he'd never talked to Gabe or, like, been around anyone, but I just felt like I was going to just see a friend.
Like, I feel like there hasn't been an awkward time. I feel like we just, like, I'll say, hey, do you want to eat here? And she's like, no, we don't like that. And I, like, was like, thank you. Like, the fact that she was just so honest to me about that, like, made me feel good. And they were like, yeah, we don't eat that. And I was like, thank you. Because I would have hated to take her to this place and y'all eat this food you don't like. And it just, to me, like, that was day one. I was like, oh my gosh. I love the honesty. I love the realness. I love the friendship. And it just feels like we've known each other forever. And I've never felt this besides, you know?
It's been, and I like that, like, not saying you and Gabe get in, like, an argument, but, like, if you tell Gabe to, like, knock it off or whatever, you don't feel like you have to, like, text him or, like, hide it.
No, like, I literally, in front of them, I'm like, Gabe, shut up.
But I love that, though, because I feel like so many people are scared to, like, act how they would act if I wasn't there. They'll, like, text and be like, dude,
don't do that.
Quit acting like this. And I'm like, you can say it right in front of us. Like, it doesn't bother us, but it's like, if that's how you feel, like, state how you feel.
And me and Gabe are very, like, ourself. And so I even told Gabe, I was like, what if, like, we're being too much ourselves? I was like, what if we might need to tone it down a little bit, but it's been good, I think. It's been fun. It's fun to see how different people act.
Definitely, because our energies have been drained because of Asher. But if we didn't have Asher and it was just, like, all of us here, I feel like it'd be a nonstop, like, chaos.
I think your husband, I think Christian is more, like, worried about Asher, and he's like not bothering us, and I'm sitting here worried about my dogs bothering y'all, and you're like, they're fine. So it's like the thing, I think we just need to, like, just calm down.
Just go with the flow. Like, you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
Dogs are gonna bark, baby's gonna cry.
Yeah.
But that's life.
Yep, I'm gonna cry too.
Me too, I already cried twice in this video.
Why did I cry?
Don't ask me.
Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Like I said, we're going to be filming one just like this, but she's going to be asking me the questions over on her channel. So I'm going to tag their family account and her account down below. I'll also put it up here on the screen, and you guys stay tuned for the tea on me, because I'm actually excited to see these questions, because I know there's going to be some crazy ones.
This could be juicy, and we're going to be honest, aren't we?
I don't know, we'll see.
Maybe. You'll have to go watch it, guys.
Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.
Peace.